and welcome to the big show. I am your host, Jerk, and how is everyone doing? That is great to hear. We are in the throes of summer, and that means summer malaise. It's hot. I am often just laying out on a rock soaking in the sun like a lizard, but probably looking more like a bloated beluga whale washed up on the beach. And if that visual doesn't get your pulse pounding, then maybe today's guest will. So let's get them out here. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the premium Tier 6 French destroyer. Give it up for Le Terrible. That took 37 takes to murder that name, but we gotta go on. Let's just go with that. Now, before we go any further, I want to give a big shout out to one of our executive producers, Antonios Papadopoulos. Antonios is responsible for getting today's guest on, and I want to recognize that and say thank you for making it possible. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and put the commander and modules up on the big screen that we are using for this match. It's Philippe Amberger, but I want to go ahead and say, while this is what I am using in this match, this isn't the commander I will be using going forward for this ship. I will be doing a new build with Violette because I want to shoot the guns more with this. Now, since this is the first time I've had this ship on, I've been looking over the various stats to see how this is exactly different than the Vauquelin and the Fantasque, and it's very subtle. It is so subtle, it puts the B in subtle. Le Terrible is very similar to Vauquelin, but with better AP, longer gun range, faster torps, longer range torps, better chance of fire, faster speed, worse turning circle, but better concealment. Now that sounds pretty good, and in fact it is. Some of those stats are even better than the now neutered Fantasque. And in that case, it sounds an awful lot like a Tier 7 ship in Tier 6. And between you and me and the rest of us here, I think it is. So, what do you give up in the name of balance for all of that? Well, you take away most of its already anemic AA, and you also say, no main battery reload booster for you. So with all of that said, you are probably thinking that this may offer a unique playstyle for French destroyers, and I've got to say, not exactly. And that's one of the reasons I want to change up my commander on this and turn it into more of a gunboat, because it can definitely succeed as one, just as it can succeed as a torpedo boat. And so I'm going to tweak some things around and try and spec this out to be something a bit more unique. And I think it will be even more fun that way. The way I have it set up now is just like all of my other high-tier French DDs, and you're going to see that I'm pretty much playing it the exact same way as all of those high-tier French DDs. But variety is the spice of life. Where's that peppercorns? No, anyway. And if you watched my last stream, you know I've got a few more new ships to get on the big show, and when I woke up this morning, Ouija informed me that I now had all of the Black Fleet ships that I was missing from before, excluding a Togo B, but that's okay, I already have a Togo. But that means I now have the Mutsu, the Bliskavica, and Warspite. And some of those I know I have gotten comments in the past few weeks asking for videos on, and whereas before I had to say it was impossible, now I am happy to inform you that it is indeed possible after all. And I was having some very good games in the Indianapolis B this morning. I don't think it'll take too long to have that ship on the show. But let's get to this match. We're on North, and we spawned at A. I capped, I torped a Bayern, and having determined that there was no destroyer there, I left to come over to B to cap and remove a destroyer here. Now, I had originally planned to just rush that Akatsuki in their smoke, but getting spotted by the carrier foiled those plans, so I had to come take this in a far more sensible approach. Well, sensible to me, you'll notice I have no issues firing my guns, even though I'm a destroyer, and to their credit, neither does that Akatsuki. And you don't see the Japanese destroyers firing their guns too often, but nice on them to do that, I guess. And I catch them on a permanent fire there, which is going to weaken them down. And I really would like to get rid of this Nuremberg, but let's just get rid of the Akatsuki first. So let's go ahead and start turning our guns to the other side and get on this cap. This Akatsuki clearly using Perceptive, so they have a good idea of where I am. I have a good idea where they are. But who's going to use the most out of it? Ooh, wait and see. I'm sure you're all on the edge of your seats with anticipation. It was around this time that I noticed our battleships were struggling on A, and I originally had thought I was going to need to head over there, but they are going to end up sinking one the old-fashioned way, and then a friendly Gneisenau will sink the other by any means necessary. But that's what happens when two battleships sit in the same square and don't spread out to be able to create crossfires. Speaking of, there's our destroyer. Let's gun them down. This is going to be our second ship sunk right here. Okay, there's two. Here comes the Nuremberg fire, and now let's get back to working on this Nuremberg. It is perfectly okay as a destroyer to be shooting cruisers, especially light cruisers like this one. Look how weak they are. So I'm going to get another salvo off on here, and then I'm going to head south, because I want to go find that last destroyer and take care of it. I'm just dropping some preemptive torps that way in case somebody comes through. But first and foremost, let's get the cap. Then let's go swing around the south. I was thinking that their Gaida would come through there, you know, probably looking for our carrier or something. But we don't really have anybody left down on sea. So this should be pretty quick to cap this, except that my teammates keep getting off of the cap, so I just have to sit here and wait and wait and wait. And I was getting a little frustrated because I was like, well, I guess I've wasted this speed boost, but you know, who knows what they're going through. But you can see what I'm doing here, right? I talk about this all the time. I am going to where my team isn't. My team is not at sea. And where my team currently is, there is the Gneisenau's that are about to ram. My team is heading north of sea, so I am heading to the south side of sea, and that is to create this mythical crossfire and provide information and cap and just come from a different direction. Make things complicated for the red team. Don't let them think, oh, everybody's coming from this way, we only need to face one direction. So, yeah, I'm going to do something different than everybody else, because that's how you win games. And I can see their Gaida, it's got pretty full health. And so I'm thinking, alright, I'm going to have to gun that down. Then we will get the Tennessee and maybe their Normandy. I'm assuming somebody's going to just finish that Nuremberg, but we will find out, because I'm sitting on my 2 ships sunk. That means I need 3 more. While we head into this cap, you're going to see me start checking all the spotted red ships with my torpedo indicator. And yes, I can be using that to send torps if they're in range, but I'm also using it to be able to tell which direction the red ships are headed and how fast. A bunch of ships grouped up like this is one of the tastiest sights for nearly any destroyer to see. Almost as tasty as seeing a destroyer shoot in their smoke screen. So we're going to drop those 2 sets right where the destroyer looks like their guns are shooting from, and I'm going to head and try and get some cover behind this island, so in case the Gaida has put out torps, I want to be able to have a natural land barrier protection. And while I do that, I'm also going to try and have my escape route ready so I can continue to shoot at this Nuremberg. There goes the Gaida. Now let's get some shots off on this Nuremberg and hopefully gun it down. Look at this. Look at this aim. Where do I point? What is that? Where do I go with that? Oh, well. Yeah, so we missed the Nuremberg, and they are not shooting because they don't want to be spotted. This is one of those kind of players who's like, well, I'm very weak. And to their credit, the moment they are spotted, I will gun them down. So I kind of understand this, but now it's time for me to set up my finishing move. I'm going to try and double strike the Normandy and the Tennessee. And you can see right there, I am checking their directions and their speed. Now, of course, if this were the Kleber, this would be no problem because I would have torps on each side, 6 on each side. But as this is the more traditional French destroyer layout, we have the one in the center and then an additional one on each side. So I'm watching where the Nürnberg's going. It looks like they might be going behind the islands or turning north. And where's the Normandy heading? They're kind of heading this way. And meanwhile, where's the Tennessee heading? All right, Tennessee looks like they are pretty steady Eddie on their route. So that's going to get our torps right here. And then let's get a set out for our Normandy. And then everything should be hunky-dory. We'll have our Kraken. Maybe we'll get a 6-pack. This plan is perfect. Nothing can go wrong. Right? Oh, no. All right. So, Nürnberg Hydro. That means they're within 5.5 kilometers. Do not like. Let's go ahead and sink them. But now I am spotted by the Normandy. Now, in hindsight, look at that massive hit that I take right there. Can we get the double strike here, though? Come on. No. Can't get the double strike. Not in time, but we do get Kraken 278 and Le Terrible. Now, in hindsight there, I think I probably should have just gone straight at the Normandy. I think I still probably would have taken, that salvo, but it would have been probably less damage because I could have bowed into them. And then I would get my torp off on them and definitely hit. Then maybe get around to their other side where their guns weren't. I mean, it's questionable, but you can see my torpedoes are already reloaded, so I don't know. Maybe I could have had them. Anyway, the rest of this match is just this Normandy sailing, so I won't make us watch it. We'll just go ahead and jump to the scoreboard. Alright, what do we have here? 3,046 XP, just sneaking in a very good game, and I think my first 3K XP game in this ship so far. Either way, GG to both teams, and that's going to wrap it up for this one. If the only thing terrible about this ship is my pronunciation, or if my pronunciation is fantastic, go ahead and smash dislike. Questions, comments, charcuterie, leave it down below. And if you want to be sure and catch the next one, then look at that subscribe button seductively over your glass of Corderone. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.